connectivity is a little better today than it was yesterday, as we continue playing through Hero U Rogue to Redemption here. When last we left our noble hero, he just got out of science class. Hello! I see a Katmai in that. I think I can deduce who might be at the other end of that. For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for me. Time for tea. Which means I should really be running off to the dining hall and not popping over to the rec room to squeeze in some training, but what are schedules for if not to be ignored? Doesn't sound like anything's going on in the rec room right now. Let's pop in and do some card theory. If I play my cards right, I bet I can raise my game. I have to learn not to make the same mistakes over and over. Ouch, Sean. Or should I say mood? Be good and listen at the door. Nothing going. Let's see what's on the dinner menu today. It's India cuisine for the evening meal. Palak paneer, tandoori chicken, and naan. That sounds really quite good. And it is awfully loud in there. Sounds like dinner's already started. Food. It's what's for dinner. Alright. Evening activities. Let's go listen at some doors. I think I can hear people talking behind that door. I hear people talking. I not be liking the signs I see, Professor. The Knights of the Dead be nearly here, and a lot of dark magic be hanging around this castle. Yes, this is an old castle, and there are a lot of restless spirits and lost souls here. I do hope the students have better sense than to provoke the ghosts. Angry ghosts are so difficult with which to deal. The sad ones, they be just as bad. Their hopeless despair fills the air, sucking the joy and life from everyone near them. They can drive a man to take his own life. Well then, we'll just have to make sure that every student knows how to deal with the Knights of the Dead. We don't need any more ghosts haunting the school. Huh, the teachers are really concerned about the Knights of the Dead and all the ghosts that come with it. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Let's see if anything's going on in this room. Nothing doing. Alright. Let's pop back over to the rec room. Stopping off on the way to pick up our daily provisions. Heya heya, voyaging moon. Hey Nat! Just gonna go drop off this apple. Wonder if I can hear anything now. Guess no one's in the Hall of Heroes right now. Let's leave an apple for our friend the Quirk. I'll just leave the Quirk an apple here. Maybe the Quirk is hungry now that he just can't just find things in the castle. Let's double check my charcoal supply. Okay, now I will head over and see what's going on in the rec room. Joel's definitely not going to be there because he's recovering from his near-death experience. Or near-undeath experience, I suppose. Doesn't sound like anyone's talking in there right now. Let's see if anyone's in here. Nope. It's quiet. Too quiet. Well, time to practice my skills. Do the throwing. Throwing practice is relatively boring because there are fewer really interesting puns. Just a bit outside. I think I'm getting a little better. Yeah, actually, Sosi more or less... he becomes much harder to find after the Joel incident. Let's practice playing pool. This is my cue to rack up a little practice time. Let's see, the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection, whatever that means. Well, every little bit of practice helps, so they say. Yeah, let's do more! 8-ball in the corner pocket, shame it wasn't the 2-ball. Well, every little bit of practice helps, so they say. Curfew! Out of here at once! This recreation will cease! Everyone return to your dorm room immediately! I will be watching you! And Aeolus is already conked out. Not going to hear anything listening at this door, I have a feeling, but we'll just do the patrol. Nope, nothing. So let's study our lessons here. Let's see if I can read my own handwriting and actually learn something. Checking the stats here. In overall, we're actually pretty decent at the things we care about for a pacifist run. Hey, Summer. Good to see you. As I was saying, it is good to see that you have recovered from your ordeal, Herr Kiro. Thank you, sir. I would not be here if it were not for Sean's most timely rescue. Indeed, Herr O'Connor displayed his innate courage and cleverness to come to your rescue. Today, we are going to discuss a very important survival skill to develop, your charm. This lesson is called How to Spin Friends and Influence Enemies. We should all acknowledge the value of friendship. Herr Kiro would not be here today were it not for the friends he had made in this class. What are some techniques one could use to encourage friendship? Friendship is magic. It's true. One should be polite and considerate towards another person's feelings, Master. Like you're an expert on that. What other ways are there to make friends? I'm gonna go with paying attention. Keep mental notes on what people say about themselves and then follow up by asking them about it later. People like it when you remember details about them. Yes, find out what the people with whom you deal like and don't like. You can even keep detailed notes on topics of conversation for the next time you deal with them. This knowledge can be very useful. Keep all of these techniques in mind whenever you interact with someone else. One can never have too many friends. Viel Erfolg. Hi, Joel. Good to see you back. I cannot thank you enough for saving my life. You are an amazing person, Sean O'Connor. Alright, we're going to be very nice to Joel here. I couldn't let you join the ranks of the dearly departed. We're friends. You are a very good friend, Sean. I am most fortunate that I met you. So how are you feeling today? I am not quite fully recovered from my ordeal in the catacombs. I do not know if I will ever forget that nightmarish experience. Did you learn anything about the catacombs while you were down there? Cesare and I were looking for treasure chests scattered throughout the catacombs. There was rumored to be a major treasure trove in the northwest section near the Wraith. Wraiths are extremely dangerous. I was a fool to think that Sosie and I could face down a Wraith, even with magical protections. No amount of treasure is worth dying for. Do you have anything new for sale? Why, yes, of course. I have a pair of magical shoes called sneakers that improve your stealth skills. These are very expensive and rare. However, for you, my good friend, I will sell them for only a modest profit. Did you hear any new rumors? At the very south end of the catacombs, there's rumored to be a Minotaur hiding. He is wanted for murder, and there's a bounty upon his head. The Minotaur's nose ring will fetch a good price at Festa the Fences. However, unfortunately, one must first kill the Minotaur to get it. I played the kill all the bosses achievement in my last playthrough, and you don't actually get that much profit from the Minotaur's nose ring. Take care, Joel. I will endeavor to do so. I'm a flirt with Joel. You really are a master thief. You stole my heart when I wasn't looking. Then it would be only fair of me to give you my heart in return. Mushy. Okay, I'm not going to buy the sneakers, but I am going to buy a ton of sleeping powder. I can afford it, and I'm going to need it. That'll be enough for now. Let's check and see. We're only good friends with Joel. We can do better than that. Let's do a new save here. Let's go see if anyone else is about. Not hearing anyone in this room right now. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to bother doing some practice. There's not really... I'll do a little lockpicking just for fun. Easy peasy. Okay. My ears are popping. Probably what I need to do is give Joel more presents if I want to be BFF level with him. I do think I tend to not give people as much stuff as I really could. Let's go to class here. I know many of you were rather shocked by yesterday's lecture at the notion that magic and science are not totally incompatible. Many of you may think that magic is like an acid and science is like a base, so that combining the two will have explosive results. However, in today's lesson, not only will you see science and magic combined, but you will have tangible proof that the two disciplines can be used to enhance one another. We are going to create something those brainless imbeciles on Science Island allege is impossible. We are going to make science friction belts. These belts utilize the magical runes of protection and defense, and the amplifying principles of magnetism and metal. This generates a field of energy that surrounds the belt wearer and buffers against incoming physical damage. The effects last for 1 hour of time before the metal heats up to just below the burning point of skin, at which point the belt will not activate until the next day. It wouldn't be very much of a protection if it set the wearer on fire now, would it? Now, are there any questions before we begin constructing this technical device? Let's say something snarky about Science Island. So you showed this belt to the fools on Science Island to rub their noses in their refusal to believe in magic? Would you believe it? They refused to acknowledge that the science friction belt's invisible protective field existed, even when they could see it with their own eyes! So you say this belt caused more friction between you and the science guys? They couldn't see an invisible force field. Clearly, they were blinded by the Luddite. None is so blind as he who will not see the proof before his very eyes, even if it is invisible. Very well, class, let's make your very own science friction belt. Yeah, an acid-base reaction isn't explosive so much. Yeah, I'm already wearing the cat burglar belt, which, well, if I take it off, my defense drops. It doesn't actually, my stealth is high enough that it doesn't actually matter. Science friction belt, on the other hand, boosts defense more, which again doesn't really matter. But hey, it sounds cool. Alright, once again we are going to go play some cards before dinner. Practice our card theory. If I got better with every hand I'd lost, I'd be unbeatable by now. At this point, listening at random doors is just a habit because my perception is... like, that's unbuffed. My perception is actually maxed. Because I'm just that awesome. Let's read the menu. Today's menu is Irish cuisine, lamb stew and soda bread. Finally, some real food just like Mama makes. I am most happy to be here, let me tell you. In the catacombs, I was certain that I would be another lost spirit wandering the halls. My only consolation was that after I was dead, I would haunt Sosi to his dying day. Cesare just abandoned you when you hurt your leg. He didn't even try to help. Cesare was so terrified, I don't know if he even noticed me. Even if he did, he still would have run away to save his own skin. I thought Sosi was your friend. I thought so too. I would have done anything for him. But it's obvious to me now that Cesare only cares about himself. In a way, getting trapped in the catacombs was a good thing. It showed me what true friendship is like. I cannot thank you enough, Sean, for saving my life. Time to go! You have 5 minutes to put your dishes away and leave! Grab our apple. I think there's something in the water at the School for Heroes because everything is punny. Sorry, Summer. You should be a good student like Sean. Turn around and leave this apple here for the quirk again. And over to the rec room again. See what's what. Nobody talking. But is anyone here? No, well, okay, in that case, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to the library. Oh, hey, Thomas. How are things going for you today? I'm so relieved that Joel is alive and safe after his ordeal in the catacombs. It must have been horrible for him, trapped and hopelessly alone in the darkness, surrounded by the dead. You are quite the hero, Sean. You saved Joel's life. Looks like Joel learned the hard way that Sosie's a scumbag. I can't believe that Cesare just left Joel for dead and then lied about it. Cesare doesn't deserve to be at this school. I don't understand why he wasn't expelled for being the lying coward that he is. See you tomorrow. Good night, Sean. Be safe. I may not be safe, but I will be careful. Alright, let's, study the book about risk-taking here. Get a bit more moxie going. It's all about daring to be different and doing what you want, no matter what others say. Book says you should never give up, never surrender, full speed ahead. Don't we feel more educated now? Look at how smart I am. One of the things I can't quite decide whether I like it more than I find it frustrating is the degree to which you have to prioritize stats. I mean, I could be a lot smarter than that. Yeah, the music in this game is awesome. Right, let's pop down to the catacombs and see if we can find some ingredients in case we need them for... Oh, are we going to an emoji-based chat system? It's cool, it's cool. I'll just be here making faces instead of talking. The bracing smell of brackish seawater and dead fish gives this place a very special ambiance. There goes the curfew bell. Jeez, what is with the Gogs being in the worst places tonight? Look at that. Ugh, it tastes nasty and smells like rotten egg. Don't lick things you find on cave walls, people. I'm setting a bad example here. Grab some sulfur. And that exhausts that patch. I've definitely looted this chest, right? Have I not? Let's see. Something, of course I got the least useful. Ah, scupper. Those happy things are Gogs, and they are cute, but unfortunately, they also try to kill me. Alright, let's see what's in this chest now. Some really nice stuff in this chest. Oh, sleeping powder. Haha, sea chest, have you any loot? Yes, sir, it's true, 3 bags full. Full of sleeping powder, that is. 3 bags of sleeping powder. Awesome. Throwing knife, okay, whatever. And 25 coins. Nice. Time for a new save. This place is absolutely crawling with Gogs. Let's see. I have all the phosphorus I need. So the only question is there sulfur here? Oh yes, there is. Sulfur and silence. I'm not very good at staying silent, but if I were able to collect a whole lot of this stuff, I wonder how much it would sulfur. I'll just put a little sulfur into my jar here. Now my jar has more sulfur, but I can probably fit more in it. But, of course, that collection's out. Now, again, not fighting things, I could conceivably throw sleeping powder at all of those and go in and loot their stuff. Let me check. Yeah, I could do that. Should overwrite the save anyway. Let's... Let's not risk it. I know there's loot the other side of that wall, but I also suspect that getting through the wall would kill things. Let's run. It's getting late anyway. Yeah, past my bedtime. Let's load and try to sneak out. That's faster. Let's check this treasure chest and see if it's got anything interesting here this time. Blackguards must have made off with the stuff. Explosives in my science class? What are you talking about? The pacifist route does mean that even those components are a lot less useful than they would otherwise be. Let's pop through the secret door here. Just kind of quickly walk by our classmates' rooms. We definitely don't blow ourselves up. We'd get in trouble if we did. It's Noctis Immortis tomorrow. I imagine there must be a lot of ghosts around this old place. Hey, Aeolus, you're awake. So what's up with you? I'm working on my latest song about the Noctis Immortis. Tonight won't just be any night. Tonight the dead will rise from their rest. Tonight, try not to die from fright, for the ghosts have become repossessed. Tonight the halls will fill with undead. You'll quiver in your bunk bed. It isn't just a dream. But do not scream. It's not quite what it seems. Just sit tight tonight. What do you think? It's the best Noctis Immortis song I've ever heard. So what is Noctis Immortis exactly? It's the time of year when the barrier between the world of the dead and the land of the living is breached. The restless spirits of those people who had unfinished business in life return to this world to seek absolution or vengeance. So it's kind of a get out of dead free time with the undead stalk our block kind of thing. Oh, they aren't really undead. They're just ghosts. They may look scary, but they can't really harm you. Unless, of course, you harmed them when you were living. They were living. Bad time to be a murderer, I guess. If in life he done you wrong, now in death you can be strong. Vengeance is the way to go to the one who laid you low. On the other hand, not all ghosts are back for revenge. Some come for fun. Others, well, if in life you were a jerk, now you can come back to lurk. Much like our dear Mr. Turk. Did you hear how Joel Kiro was lost in the catacombs below the castle? The catacombs is just about the last place I'd want to visit, let alone being stuck down there. I'm the one who rescued him. I'm glad he's safe. Nice work. You are living up to the hero you core values. Next thing you know, we'll all be calling you a hero. Say, Aeolus, it would be really nice if you clean up your mess in here. I'd really appreciate it. I'll try to get around to it soon. Rest in peace. Just as long as I'm not resting in pieces. Alright, I'm going to be sleepy all day tomorrow, but I will. Why does morning come so early? Herr O'Connor, I suggest you get your sleep at night rather than in my classroom. As I was saying, tonight is the first night of Noctis de Mortuis, the Nights of the Dead. This is the time when the boundaries between this world and the afterlife are tenuous, allowing spirits to enter this world. The main part of this castle is warded against harmful spirits. Any ghosts or spirits you see tonight in the castle can be ignored. Do all spirits come back from the dead? No. Most souls are peaceful after death if they lived good lives. Only the ones with unfinished business, goals or powerful emotions return to this world. The Sardonian people endure the Nights of the Dead by setting up feasts and decorations to appease the restless spirits. My people celebrate and remember those who have passed beyond the trials of life. We drink to the return of old friends and family. It is a reminder to enjoy life while we live. You said that the castle was protected, Master. Does this mean harmful spirits also wander around this world? Yes. This is a time when the wraiths, revenants, lemures, and other malevolent spirits are the strongest. It would be wise to avoid the catacombs during this time. Wraiths are very dangerous, as some of you well know. Not as dangerous as some of our friends. Any other questions or comments? So what are we supposed to do about the ghosts? In general, you should ignore the ghosts. If you react strongly around them, ghosts will be attracted to your emotions and you will be haunted by them. Stay calm and the spirits will ignore you. Just because this castle is warded against incoming spirits, do not think that you are safe from malevolent spirits. This place has a history of violence. There may be harmful ghosts within these walls. Always use caution when dealing with the supernatural. The best way to avoid dangerous ghosts is to stay in your rooms tonight studying your rogue lessons. Tomorrow there will be a quiz in class. I expect you all to do well. Wee quiz, my favorite. Hi, Joel. How are you feeling today? I am not fully recovered from my ordeal in the catacombs. I do not know if I will ever forget that nightmarish experience. Take care, Joel. I will endeavor to do so. Let's flirt some more. Are you as cuddly as you are cute? I am wondering if you are as cuddly as you are clever. We shall have to find out sometime, won't we? Let's see. Got anything particularly... let's see if Joel would like this ring that we can't wear because we only have one ring slot. I thought you might like this ring I found. This is a most valuable ring, particularly under the right circumstances. I will make good use of this item. Much thanks. We're buddies now. That's better than good friends. Let's see. Yeah, the master's not around and I can't really do anything useful there. Let's walk the tightrope. Why not? I find it interesting that Buddy is up there above Good Friend. Can't everyone do this? Oh, come on, Sean. You were falling off it regularly in the past. I think Joel hoards useful items, actually, as well as running his black market business. So I don't think he's gonna sell. He wouldn't sell a gift from a buddy. Oh yeah, Turk really hates the Knights of the Dead, so he doesn't show up in the hall. It's very nice. Also means a good time to sneak around at night. I mean, there's ghosts everywhere, but they don't like tattle on you. Today, we begin an experiment with action and reaction. We will make a device that demonstrates that for every action, there is a reaction. Thus, when you compress magical lightning and project it forward in a beam, you will create a ray that will damage the object it strikes. We will, in fact, create a zap gun. This is a very complicated device. We will be using a miniature steam-powered engine to compress the magical lightning. We shall start with a demonstration of the steam-powered engine and begin the process of putting the zap gun together. Tomorrow, we shall finish the construction and test the results. Are there any questions? What exactly does the zap gun do? The zap gun sends out a ray of electrical energy that strikes a target and damages it. It's a bit tricky to aim a steam-powered engine at a target, so I've attached the engine to a wooden framework. The frame fits comfortably in the hand, allowing you to point the ray towards the bullseye. It does a dandy amount of damage, I can assure you. Alright people, it's science time! Sweet. That time already? Gotta go get the grub soon. It's always science time if you're a true believer. Play some cards. See if we can get a little lucky there. And off to dinner. And really, since my stealth is as high as it is, and Turk's not around, I can just run for a little bit. Ugh! I've been slimed! Think of it as a big sloppy kiss because you're so sweet. That's Shadow, the dog from the painting in Darla's den. He's one of the protective spirits of the castle. Well, he protected me from supper. He licked my plate clean. If you overlook puddle of drool he left behind. I'll be so glad when the Nights of the Dead are over. I don't like having ghosts hanging around everywhere I go. The protective spirits like Shadow, Voodoo, and Leo are around all the time. You just can't see them. I really didn't want to know that, Thomas. Thank you very much. This is unacceptable! How can anyone stand these ghosts around everywhere? Clearly, Katie, you aren't the only one annoyed by the ghosts. Okay, so maybe they aren't all bad. Out! Everyone out of here! And then we can talk to some of these. This ghost has a jaunty air to his floating. As ghosts go, he seems pretty confident. You can one day be great, but not as great as I. How do you know that? No one is as great as I. Right. I'll be seeing through you anyway. I think a lot of the ghosts are Kickstarter backers. However, here's an interesting one. Konbanwa, O'Connor-kun. You honor me. Greetings, I am Master Seishin, a tanuki and far traveler. It is good when one such as you seeks wisdom from their elders. How do you know who I am, master? Hee hee. Just because you cannot see me does not mean that I cannot see thee. Many things do I see and know, more things than you will ever know. How very like your father you are. You know my father? No and yes, yes and no. No, I did not know your father. Yes, I know your father. What does that mean? It means, young one, that you should honor your parents. Youth are so disrespectful and careless. They forget that the future requires the past. This is a time to honor your ancestors, yet you do nothing. Do you not think your father is worthy of respect? Do you not bring food and drink to his resting place? What am I supposed to do? My father doesn't even have a grave. Ha! Is this my grave, foolish one? Still, here I am honored, so here I am. So go to where your father is honored, eat and drink in his name. There are things that must be said that no one else can say to you. Go, go! Time flows too quickly. The nights where the dead may freely speak will fade. So too will your chance to honor your father. That's interesting. I wonder if our resident ghost expert might know something about how to deal with this. Olua, oh, so many duppies, and they all want to be heard. If only someone will talk to them, then maybe they would go away for a while. So, Mr. Shanshan, now that you have the Grigri, then you should be speaking with ghosts. It would be a good thing. What's the point of doing good things? For all the good I do, it seems like there's always something more that needs to be done. The more good you do in life, Mr. Shanshan, the better you will rest when you enter the Greylands. If you don't want to someday be one of those poor lost duppies, you better do a lot of good. So are all these ghosts bothering you? Talking to duppies, it is hard. They all feed upon the spirit of the living. That is why it feels so cold with all the duppies here. They draw the life and warmth away from us. When a spirit talker talks to the duppies, then slowly she grows weaker and closer to the Greylands. Too much talk, and the spirit talker, she will become a duppy herself. Heh. I know better than to be talking too much to duppies. Is there some way to honor someone who's dead? You know, like my father? Some ghosts think I should do it. The ways to honor the dead, they'd be many. During the Nights of the Dead, you might even be able to speak with the one who has passed into the shadows. How do I do that? Is there some way to actually summon a specific ghost and talk to him? It all depends. One never summons a ghost from the peace of the grave unless there be a very good reason. I thought that maybe I could talk to my dead father. I never really knew him. Ah, then maybe the ghost he would like to speak to you too. In that case, you can invite the ghost to cross the Shadow Gate for a brief time. You must go to his gravesite in the dead of night. You will need a personal item that once belonged to the ghost. You will also need to bring some food or drink to share with the spirit. At the grave, call the ghost by name and introduce yourself. Then tell him that you have brought a gift to share with him. Eat or drink some of the gifted food and sprinkle some of it on the grave. That is to get his attention. Then take out the item that the ghost once owned. Upon this item, spill 5 drops of your own blood upon it. This will give the ghost the power to pass through the Shadow Gate. The ghost may or may not then appear to speak to you, but unless you have a Grigri, you will not understand what the ghost has to say. Remember, Mr. Shanshan, that it is never a good thing to bring the spirits of the dead back to this world. It weakens the seal on the Shadow Gate, so if you choose to summon a ghost, do so around the Nights of the Dead when the gate is already open. Riki, so what do you think of the Nights of the Dead?
Duppy's bad! Duppies tell Riki what to do!
You have to admit, Riki, that the Bryson Duppies be right. We need to use more allspice when we cook Carib cuisine.
Huh.
What do you think of the Nights of the Dead? When people die, they go to the Greylands. Some rest there with their life goals fulfilled. Some come back to live again in other bodies. A few escape the Greylands to come back as Duppies. Here in Sardonia, the Shadow Gate between the living and the dead, it is opening up. The Duppies, they come here freely. When the Shadow Gate starts to close, most will be drawn back to the Greylands, but not all. Why does the gate open here? What draws so many Duppies back to this land? There are too many questions, and not enough answers.